Are you ready for the King of the Ice? Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's episode of Pete's Power Plays. This is Thursday, July 8th, 2021. I'm your host, the King of the Ice and Fantasy Football Guru, Philly Pete. We're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your afternoons of your busy schedules, whatever you may be doing across the world, and hanging out with yours truly as we discuss the Game 5 Stanley Cup Finals. Tampa Bay hoists the Cup trophy in victory as they take it back-to-back championships. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on a very dominating NHL season, let alone postseason. Kudos to Ross Colton for the game-winning goal. 1-0 game. Great game. Carey Price had a great game. It was a little bit sloppy back and forth. Just the butterflies were deep. I mean, you had to imagine, being home, Tampa being home, fans there, they were lit up, ready to rock and roll, ready to get this back-to-back cup. And same thing with Montreal. I mean, they were on the cusp of elimination, simple as that. And what can I say? I mean, Tampa was great all year in the postseason. They're unstoppable. Again, they haven't lost back-to-back games at all in at least a couple of years, let alone at home. When it comes to the postseason. So, I mean, kudos, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on a 1-0 win and hoisting their Stanley Cup trophy again, back-to-back champions. And, of course, your Conn Smythe winner is none other than Andrei Vasilevskiy, who had an unbelievable run this postseason, and let alone season. I mean, he deserved it all, and very happy. So that's good to hear. Congrats, Tampa, once again. 1-0 win as they take the series in 5 games. Montreal, what can I say? They were, trying to beat 3 juggernaut teams in the NHL when it comes to the postseason. They knocked out Toronto. They knocked out the Vegas Golden Knights. And, of course, the Goliath of Goliaths, the Tampa Bay Lightning. And, man, it is just very difficult to beat that team. And, hey, they got a game. And, got to give some credit where credit's due there. But they were gassed. This team was absolutely gassed. They used it all. I mean, what can I say? They used it all. They were barely able to stay in Game 4. But it was great to see Montreal go this far into the postseason, and we'll see what happens next year. But like I said, they're not going to have these divisions next season. So we're going back to reality, finally. We're going back to reality. Going to be a better season. 2021, 2022, I cannot wait. 3 months away. I'm already counting the days to October, so I can't wait. I'm ready to rock and roll. Back to the normal scheduling. East Coast flying to the West Coast. West Coast flying to the East Coast. Finally seeing some Flyers Western Conference games. Flying out to LA, flying out to San Jose, flying out to Anaheim. I'm ready to rock and roll. I can't wait to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching Flyers games when they fly out west. Finally, Edmonton, everyone out there in the West Coast. It's going to be exciting. I cannot wait, and I'm sure everyone else is excited to get the normal NHL season back to life after 2 years of just straight differences and COVID. And finally we're getting what we want. And October, get here quickly, I should say. But again, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was busy all over the place last night. I was visiting a couple friends that wanted to see the baby, so I did not have any plays. But that's why when you tune into my show, you get what my leans are and my plays. So those, however, and I will go over them real quick with you guys, if you just give me a second. So here we go. Show plays. Bolts and the Habs. So Lightning and Habs under first period, 1.5 goals. That cashed out. We had 2 pushes The Lightning first period money line, that was a push. We saw a 0-0 first. The Bolts -1, that was also a push. Obviously, Lightning on the money line, that cashed out. Lightning Canadians under 5, that cashed out. And the only loser of the night was the Canadians Lightning over 1.5 second period goals. That was a loser. Of course, we only got that one goal by Ross Colton that ended up being the game-winning goal. And the clients did get one play. I did give the clients one play, and that was the Lightning in regulation at -145, and that cashed out for them for 1 unit. So congratulations to the clients on ending this season on a positive note. Very satisfied customers once again. Clients had a great season with me. Those that stuck out with me from the regular season to the postseason, up large numbers, like I said, up over 55 units, like I will mention soon. Regular season, up over 80 units. We're cashing. We're ready to rock and roll. And another successful NHL capping season for Philly Pete, of course, the king of the ice himself. And what can I say? What can I say? I mean, it's been fun. It's been a great run. Another tough season indeed on the ice. When it comes to the postseason, too. I mean, that was just a very difficult capping playoff-wise. It was very difficult for me, but, it's all good. It happens. Keep the head up. We stayed positive, and, of course, overall, we went over 55 units year-to-date for this NHL season. So, clients that signed up, I actually have clients from year one when I started this 3 years ago, capping finally onto Twitter, when I was capping on Twitter, when I was finally getting into the thick of Twitter and giving out my plays officially and having signups and all. Because like I said, I've been capping the NHL for a while, for at least the last 7-8 years now. And I went live with Twitter 4 years ago, and I just started this whole thing of Pete's Power Plays and Philly Pete, and of course, here we go. Got my own hockey show. Got my own betting hockey show. I should say. 12 Ounce Sports was kind enough to give me this opportunity to have my show go global, and I couldn't be any happier. And here we are. Just when you're successful, this is what you get. So good things come your way when you're very patient, and that was me. Very patient. So that's the key to life. Stay patient, be patient, and good things will be coming your way. Just keep your head up, stay positive, just keep grinding it out. Those that went negative for this season, including playoffs, it's another season. It happens. It happens to the best of us. So just stay positive. And, hey, October is right around the corner. So we'll be talking pucks very, very soon for opening night in October, and I cannot wait. So, like I said, if you listened to the show yesterday, I dropped all those bombs. Those bombs, as all these top-of-the-line whale cappers like to say nowadays. But my plays, of course, like I said, I'll recap once again. Lightning Canadians under 1.5 first period, that cashed. Lightning first period money line, that pushed. Lightning -1, that pushed. Lightning on the money line, that cashed out. Lightning Canadians under 5, that cashed out. The only loser of the night was the Lightning and Canadians over 1.5 second period goals, that lost. And of course, my clients with their play of the night was the Lightning in regulation at -145, and that cashed it out. That cashed out for 1 unit. So there you have it. If you cashed out, if you followed my plays, congratulations. You had one hell of an evening. And just to recap what my season was. So this season, like I said, NHL playoffs, not the best. So I went 71, 93, and 18 with a -26.05 units overall. Absolutely brutal. It's just been that type of postseason for me. Overall, in the NHL season, before the playoffs, I was 459 wins, 425 losses, and 34 pushes with a plus 80.83 units overall. Again, another stellar performance on the ice in the regular season. NHL year-to-date to finish up the season, 530 wins, 518 losses, and 52 pushes. That gives me a grand total for the 2020-2021 season of plus 54.78 units overall. Again, another stellar season, and I can't complain. So if it wasn't for you guys out there tailing, congratulations to all those that's been tailing me all season. You cashed out. You cashed out pretty good. Pretty good numbers, I should say. Clients as well, congratulations. I know most of you that signed up with me for this season already renewing for next season. So that's great news off the bat. Those that signed up with me from day one 3 years ago are still signing up with me for next season. Keep re-upping. About 25 of you already told me that they're renewing, so that's a good start for Philly Pete, and of course the VIPs out there renewing for next season. So if you want to stay on board with me, do it. I only have success. First 3 years, here we go. I'll read them off to you. 2018-2019 NHL season, plus 85.8 units. That was my first year of capping on Twitter for the NHL. 2019-2020, historically unbelievable run. Unbelievable. Plus 132.1 units overall. Yes, that is plus 132.1 units overall. That's a 2019-2020 season. And of course, this season, 2020-2021, plus 54.78 units overall. Again, cashing out large, positive for the first 3 seasons of capping. Let's get into another positive and great run as we head into the 2021-2022 season. I have to give a special thanks to my accounting partner there, Josh there, of course, my buddy from school, taking care of all my picks this season, telling me what unit I am overall, my wins, my losses, what I won, what I was up, what I was down for that night in terms of the NHL, and kudos to you. So, stay on board. I mean, he's staying on board as well. He liked what he did. I gave him a little bit of side cash as well for helping me out this season, because it is a lot. I have a baby girl now, all right? And, it's just a lot going on. Got to provide for the family. And, Josh was more than happy to take care of the accounting side of things between money from clients and spreadsheets and Excel from this season. So I'm going to have him on board next year as well. And he did a very good job for me this season. So there you go. 2018-2019, plus 85.8 units. 2019-2020 season, plus 132.1 units. And of course, this season, plus 54.78 units overall. There you go. That is my recap of my seasons in the NHL of capping this sport. And looking forward to year number 4. When I get back from my break, I will talk about the Stanley Cup odds for 2021-2022. I know I spoke about it yesterday, but I want to go more in depth about it and update you those that didn't tune in yesterday. And I want to go over my top 5. I might give 7 or 8, but top 5 specifically, and fantasy football sleepers going into this upcoming season. So sit back, relax, give me 2, and I will be right back.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking that quick 2-minute commercial break with me. This is the Thursday, July 8th, 2021 episode of Peace Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only King of the Ice and fantasy football guru himself, Philly Pete. We're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. This show, of course, is sponsored by MyBookie.ag. Use that promo code 12 Ounce Sports. 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces. Once again, MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports, 12OZ Sports. Again, sports are in full gear, and what better way to start cashing out large than, again, going to MyBookie.ag. You can see underneath my banner here of the video. 12 Ounce Sports, 12OZ Sports. When you type in the promo code, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. And always remember to gamble responsibly. Zingo TV, channel 761. Of course, those that are tuning in right now, welcome aboard. If you don't have Zingo TV, it's a very recommended app. It's a free app. Everyone loves free stuff nowadays. Search it up. It's on every streaming device out there that you have. Zingo TV. Sign up today, and then flip over to channel 761, where you'll be hearing today's episode live, of course, of Pete's Power Plays. And last but not least, MyBookie. MyBookie, Amazon.com. Summer is in full gear. What better way to start cooling off? Get your cooling apparel by going to www.12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Once again, www.12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Check us out and get cool off today. So, those that missed out on the earlier segment, I recapped the Game 5 Stanley Cup. Lightning, Montreal, of course. Lightning won 1-0 with the game-winning goal, of course, the only goal of the game by Ross Colton. And, of course, the Conn Smythe Trophy winner was none other than Mr. Andrei Vasilevskiy himself. So, there you have it. Went over and I recapped, of course, my NHL recaps from this season and, of course, the first 3 years of capping the sport. So, there you have it. And now, second half of the show, I want to go over the 2021-2022 Stanley Cup odds right now. Those that missed out on it yesterday, of course, I want to recap it for you, give a couple of insights, what I feel like or have the best odds. I circled a couple teams up already, so without further ado, let's get into it. So the Colorado Avalanche lead the way at 5-1. Vegas Golden Knights 6-1, and of course the back-to-back Stanley Cup champs, the Tampa Bay Lightning, at 7-1. They're also 7-1 this year too, and they cashed out. Carolina Hurricanes 11-1. Boston and Toronto at 14-1. Florida Panthers 18-1. Habs Isles 20-1. Wild 22-1. Then you got a flux of 25-1s. You have Edmonton, Pittsburgh, and Washington all at 25-1. Rangers and Blues at 28-1. Dallas, Philly 33-1. Nashville, Winnipeg 40-1. Flames, Blackhawks, Canucks at 50-1. Sens 66-1. Kings 70-1. Coyotes 75-1. Sharks 80-1. Then you go to the flux of 100-1s, and that's the Ducks, the Sabres, the Jackets, Wings, the Devils, and of course the new expansion team in the NHL, the Seattle Kraken. Look what happened to Vegas in the first year with the Stanley Cup Finals. Kraken at 100-1. Solid $10 voucher right there. Why not put a $10 bill on that if you're feeling a little bit frisky? But why the hell not? So when I first look at this list right now, I'm circling the New York Islanders right off the bat. What can I say about this team? They were, again, close for the second straight year of going to the Stanley Cup Finals, of course, to lose to the defending champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I just love what I see with the Islanders. Varlamov, of course, a huge goalie, a huge asset for that team. I do expect the Isles to get back once again to the NHL playoffs, of course. And at 20-1, it's a great number. I do love that a lot. And another team that I'm circling, of course, is the Florida Panthers. Another team, I spoke about this with a couple of buddies the other night, that Florida and the Islanders were right off the bat my two favorites to bet on to win the Cup next season. Florida, of course, they ran into the big brother themselves of Tampa Bay, losing in 6 games. But Florida, they had a great year, playing very, very well. And honestly, I just like this team. They're fun to watch. They're high scoring. Okay, they're another team that started off really hot in terms of getting the overs. Then they kind of slowed it down and went unders. But this is a great team. This is a fun team to watch too. Like I'm looking forward to seeing this Florida Panthers team. And of course the Isles. So right off the bat, I'm going with the 18-1 Panthers, and I'm going with the 20-1 Islanders at those odds because those are solid bets for me. Honestly, they really do. Anyone could argue between Vegas, Colorado, and Tampa once again. But Colorado, I mean, they just didn't show up. They did not show up, and I think that this is the way to go. I think if anything, Colorado has, they have the skills. They have a young squad. They have a great goaltender. I mean, they're young. They're talented. They're going to be great for years to come. And this might be the season that they win. But at 5-1 is too chalky. But they would be my pick again to go into the postseason and get a run of their own and hoist the Stanley Cup going the next season. But I'm here to talk long shots. So give me the Panthers at 18-1 right off the bat. Canadians 20-1 right off the bat. Not the Canadians, sorry. Panthers 18-1. Islanders 20-1. I don't trust the Canadians whatsoever at that number. I'm not even going to take them at all. As much as I did like them this season, and at those 70 to 1 odds that we had them at, it was close but no cigar. So Panthers, Isles, 18-1, 20-1 respectively. You look at the Oilers, Penguins, and Caps, they're at 25-1 as well. I mean, you have to imagine Ovechkin, Yoshi, and the rest of the gang in Washington, they're getting a little bit older. Maybe get one more cup run in them. Same with Pittsburgh. You have Crosby, you have Malkin. You have Letang. I mean, this is another team where they're getting older. Maybe it's time to get one more cup. 25-1 isn't bad. Oilers. I mean, I just think they're one goaltender away from competing to get to the cup. I mean, if anyone knows who the Edmonton Oilers are, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, just to name a few of that loaded roster. Again, one better goaltender away from potentially going further into the playoffs, and at 25-1, that's not bad either. Blues, you could look at 28-1. I mean, unfortunately, Tarasenko has requested a trade from the Blues, so that number is going to change, of course, as well. Another couple long shots as well. I mean, you can look at the Stars. You got the Flyers at 33-1. Of course, the Flyers had a hot start, and then they just died out. Carter Hart, not really sure what happened to him this year, Mr. Golden Boy. The defense for Philly sucked too. So I mean, you can't put all the blame on Carter Hart. I mean, he was terrible. Don't get me wrong, but he can't put all the negativity on Carter Hart because the Flyers defense was absolutely atrocious as well. So I mean, we'll see what happens there. If I'm taking a voucher for these absolute long shots, I'm actually looking at the Winnipeg Jets at 40-1. Connor Hellebuck, another hell of a season. He's that solid goaltender that every team needs to have. And, solid goaltending is tough to come by in the NHL. Tampa, Vasilevsky, back-to-back champ, Conn Smythe trophy winner. And you just look at these teams that have great goaltending. Montreal, I mean, Carey Price was unbelievable this postseason. Simple as that. You look at the Islanders, 20-1. You have Varlamov in net. I mean, these are just squads that, you look at and just think that they have a great team all over the place. And, now, when you look at the Jets at 40-1, you have a great goaltender. Defense isn't the best, but it'll get the job done. And their offense as well. I mean, a little bit more offense. I mean, this team is definitely going to be a contender. And you saw what they did. I mean, easily in the first round. Simple. And then, of course, they played Montreal and they got ousted. But Winnipeg, I mean, what can I say? Knocking out the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, that was just – no one expected that. I mean, no one expected that at all. But – that's just how it is. And Winnipeg showed up. They played well. And then, of course, they got ousted by the Montreal Canadiens. But, I mean, just to see Winnipeg do that well, after a solid season and being at 40-1, you have to imagine, hey, that might be a good check to put on as well. So, I'm looking at that. You see the Flames and the Blackhawks. I mean, the Blackhawks, of course, Jonathan Toews is coming back from his illness that he had last season. That's another team you could look at and be like, hey, one last run. We'll see what happens. They're only getting older, see what happens. But these teams, and then you get down to the nitty-gritty, obviously you don't see much out of it. And, of course, maybe, hey, why not put a $10 voucher on the Seattle Kraken because of the success that the Vegas Golden Knights had? So I'm not guaranteeing it's going to happen, but for 100-1 odds, why the hell put $10 on it? I mean, it's nothing crazy. But all in all, my guarantees that I'm taking, and, of course, I'm going to talk more about this in a couple months down the road because my focus now will be going into fantasy football, and giving you updates, of course, in the NHL and bets and all-season moves and see what happens there. Free agency, I'm looking forward to that too. But right off the bat, if I'm looking at this today, which I am, and two teams that equally stare at me is the Florida Panthers and the New York Islanders. Simple as that, and that's where I'm going to go. 18-1 and 20-1. You can't beat those odds right now, but that's where I go. That's where I'm going. So there you have it for the odds, and to end the show, the last 5 minutes, I'm not going to break it down, but I'll give a couple elaborations on each player that I like. My top five NFL sleepers when it comes to this upcoming season. Right off the bat, I'm going with Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. You got Kenny Golladay, you have a healthy Saquon Barkley, you have Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. I mean, this team has a pretty solid offense, and it all comes down to the quarterback. It's do or die, and honestly, I just think that is it a break or make season for the quarterback? Not sure. I mean, you got help now. You have, like I said, Kenny Golladay, and you have Kadarius Toney as well from Florida, the rookie out of the University of Florida, helping out. So they're loaded at the offensive side, and again, it just depends. It just depends on the way that he goes. And how else can I forget? Kyle Rudolph as well, the ex-Viking from Minnesota, of course. Kyle Rudolph, they had it as well. So, you have all these players, Darius Slayton as well. I mean, this Giants team has weapons. And then, of course, you have Saquon coming back, of course, from an ACL injury. So, honestly, I do think that Daniel Jones has potential here to be one of those top players. Another player that I'm thinking of, another player that actually went out of my top five, but this team doesn't really run the ball that much, is the Buffalo Bills and Zach Moss. Not really sure what I expect from him this season. Again, another player where the Bills don't run the ball. I mean, people were high on Devin Singletary. In fantasy, he was a fourth-round pick. He was early, and he didn't show up. Auction leagues, he was going for like $30, $35. And that running game is just non-existent. Josh Allen runs the ball in Buffalo himself. He doesn't need running backs. And he passes the ball. I mean, it's just how it is. So he falls outside of my top five, though I do see some upside with Zach Moss. Another player outside of my top five is Laviska Shenault, of course, from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I expect him to have a pretty solid season with Trevor Lawrence. But I'm starting off with Daniel Jones. I like Henry Ruggs this year as well from the Vegas Raiders. His ceiling is high, and he had a decent season last year. And of course, you have Nelson Aguilar as well with him. But this guy, I mean, Darren Waller, of course, as well. But I just feel like, you can see Ruggs being that player that Gruden loves to throw to. I mean, Aguilar, of course, he'll make catches here and there. Waller is your go-to, no doubt. But I just think that Ruggs could get second most targets on that team, as he should. And could he hit 1,000 yards in receiving this year? It's possible. It's very possible. I mean, the schedule for the Vegas Raiders, I believe, is in the middle of the pack. So I mean, you have to, in terms of easiness for receivers. So you have to imagine that he will break out, and he should. I do believe in Henry Ruggs this year. Going down the list here, Dallas Goedert, of course, in the Philadelphia Eagles. Not sure what Zach Ertz is going to be in terms of this season, but Goddard had a great season last year. He's a great pass blocker as well. And, yeah, absolutely, viscous season indeed. So there you go there. Dallas Goedert, on the other hand, in that terms, I do think that he's going to have a breakout season as well. I mean, a great season last year for Philly, and I expect more of the same in this upcoming season too. And then, of course, a couple other players that I like. Irv Smith Jr. from the Vikings, the tight end. Obviously, no Kyle Rudolph this year, but you know what he did last year. And, hey, Kirk Cousins. They like to throw the ball a lot in Minnesota as well. So I do see that. This is definitely a sleeper to look at, and he'll get you those points. And then, of course, last but not least, Tyrell Williams of the Detroit Lions. There's no Golladay. He steps right in. And I expect him to have a pretty solid season for Detroit with Goff now at the helm. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of time. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode of Peeps Power Plays. I will be back same time, same place on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys then. See ya. Bye.